Hi and welcome to my first video in this channel. I'm Jack, the host of Stock Millionaires. We are a collection of people that wants to make a better investment decision. And this video is going to help you make a better investment decision. Trust me on that. In today's video, I will give you an understanding of an industry that is going to change our world, and that is 3D printing. And I think desktop metal is going to be the leader in that. Why? Well, we'll see that in the video. You are going to learn a lot about the company in this video that you didn't know before, and that's the direction where this channel is going. I see 3D printing and robotics as a must for our world. I will help you also understand that business better. And I know that you are seeing 4 elements of it: the printers, the materials, the softwares, and parts maybe as well. In the quarter report, the CEO of Desktop Metal, Rick Flaw, broke it down as 90% products and 10% services. You might think, what part of that is materials and parts, and what part is the actual selling of the machines? The truth is, this business is essentially a high margin recurring revenue product. It's like a razor blade, the product that you are using. They have got a printer that is going to consume a certain type of media in the case of the really high volume mass production systems. It consumes binder. The powder is actually not included in the case of their more turnkey solutions like a shop system. They include powder that they resell, but then they make the binder. That's the only consumable. From a breakdown point of view, services includes the warranty and support and those type of things, but the rest is all on the product side. In the really high volume mass production of metal parts, a large fortune of 500 company want to choose who they want to buy or sell from and have multiple sources of that type of income. However, the machines still consume ink, and that is produced by Desktop Metal, and that's a very high margin component that goes into the printers. Now let's talk a little bit about where the company Desktop Metal most focus about and where Desktop Metal is going. Which niche are they looking for? I did my research and I find out their focus is on what they call AM 2.0. You might wonder, what is AM 2.0? I found that they define a mass production of end-use parts. Desktop Metal is growing much faster than their market. So this is a market that compounded before 2006, and it was compounding at a 9% from 2007 through, I would say, 2017, and it compounded around 20%, but the industry was very small at that time. The entire industry at that turn of the last decade, 2010, was about $1 billion, and so it was a very small industry there. There was a hype of cycle at that time, and a lot of technology went off fence. Some of the early companies suffered from that, and then most of the innovation from 2010 to 2020 came in private. What is Desktop Metal vision of view? Well, it is to enable a broad set of materials, and they have also 225 materials that are printable today, and they range from a variety of metals, ceramics, photopolymers, wood, elastomers, and then enabling that to be used for mass production of end-use parts. So that is their core focus, to develop approaches to print parts that give you a combination of properties, surface, finish, and throughput that allow you to go to volume production. Well, what about cost? Cost competitively or cheaper than conventional manufacturing like casting or machining, or other approaches that people would use today. I saw an interview with the CEO founder of Desktop Metal, Jonah Merberg. He made the statement that really kind of blew my mind, and he said that there were roughly 30,000 parts in a Ford, in an automobile, and he projected that roughly 1,000 of them were adaptable to 3D printing. And I looked up, and I think Ford is making something in the neighborhood of several millions automobiles a year. Now I'll ask you a question. Do you see the day when those 1,000 parts multiplied times 10 million vehicles are all 3D printed? I do see a day where a significant percentage of vehicles can be made without tooling, and you can redesign faster, and you can also save cost and create shapes that are more efficient and simplify your supply chain by not having to ship things around the world, but sort of print locally and assemble. Today you have a local assembly for much of the automotive world. Now if you look at where we are in 3D printing as an industry, we are entering a world where you can mass produce individual components less expensive than conventional production, up to certain volumes like 100,000 units versus casting in our world. So that start to open up a segment of the auto space. It's about 20% of Desktop Metal's business today. They have a broad business in other areas, consumers like electronics, gas, and many other applications for this technology, medical, etc. Desktop Metal also have business with Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Ford, BMW, GM, etc. They have engagement in customer relationships and with lots of vehicle OEMs and tire OEMs, but at the same time you have machine shops down the street that are utilizing the technology, and they do it successfully. So I think they had a case study of a company in France that supports manufacturing of parts for luxury goods like Chanel and Louis Vuitton, and people that all the ornaments that go on there in the product, the little metal ornaments, and they make like 70,000 parts a week. That's a real number for a small company, right? So I get excited about that because that is the world. I mean, if you are doing that, then you've got something that's scalable. When we started Industrial Revolution, on top of that, we have global warming that's creating all the problems. So I think it's pretty cool process to mass produce parts, and it turns out to that wood business is large. I mean, $1.3 trillion worth of finished goods are made out of wood every year. So they had incredible demand for that product since they launched it. I hope you received the message today about this industry, what's going to change in our world, and why Desktop Metal is going to be the leader in that. I hope you learned a lot about the company from today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.